For being our greeters this evening. Thank you, Burroughs. The board met in closed session on item 2.1, no reportable action taken. On agenda item 2.2, in closed session on motion of Board Member Fair, seconded by Board Member Johnson. The Board of Education voted to approve the settlement agreement with employee number 4903 on a unanimous vote. On agenda item 2.3, Government Code Section 54956.9D2, conference with legal counsel. On motion of Board Member Fair, seconded by Board Member Mr. Campbell, the Board of Education voted to approve the settlement agreement with Milos in regards to the Richmond Elementary School DOD project. That was also a unanimous vote. I would like to call to order the regular meeting for August 21st. We will start off with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, and we'll have Jasmine, our student board member, lead us in that.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We will have a moment of silence. Thank you. And before we get started, we don't really have a formal student board member swearing in. And since this is Jasmine's first meeting with us, I would like to invite her to sign our social contract that we came up with a couple months back. Since you're part of the board, if you'd like to throw your initials on there, and you can, it's kind of self-explanatory, all the different values and stuff up there. So, you've probably seen that in some of your classrooms before too.
That thing is going to
Yes.
my handwriting's normally better. Perfect. It's just an awkward angle.
Thank you, Jasmine, and welcome. We will start out with item number 1, adoption of the agenda. Any changes?
No changes.
Item 2, good things. Anyone have any good things to share? Mr. Campbell, he's trying to turn on his mic, and it'd be a good thing if he can get that working.
It worked the last time.
Get it? Actually, I think I sat there last time, it did not.
It worked, I turned it right
There you
on.
go.
The first time it worked just
Mine
right.
works.
Now it's on.
Yeah, friend.
Yeah, just a couple things. First of all, went to the back to school. And I think I was at all of them last week and one this week, and just a phenomenal job by all the elementary schools. And I went to the Viewig STEM School, K through 8, Tuesday evening. And I went to Pierce last week, Las Flores. Can't remember all of them, but I tell you what, seems like they're all refreshed and ready to go. And hope you all had a good summer, but I was impressed by the classrooms. And it's just, I don't know, it's just nice to see people at work, and what you teachers do is just amazing. And I'm just happy to see them all back in the classroom again. So thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
I just had more of what Robert said, so I just add a little bit. Last night I had the opportunity to go up to the middle college at Saracosa and see that program. I wasn't exactly sure what it was, so it's kind of nice to go up there and see what we actually have going between the High Desert School and the middle college and Mesquite and all the other alternate eds we have going on. I think it's a great opportunity and some neat opportunities for our students that can kind of chart their own path on how they want to get educated in their family. So I think it's a great start to the year. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? See no more takers. Move on to item 3, approval of minutes of the regular and special meeting of July 17th, 2025. Any changes? Those minutes will stand. We have no programs and presentations, no public hearing. Item 6, reports and communication. 6.1, report from student board member Jasmine.
So from Buick STEM Academy,
Buick STEM Academy opened its inaugural year with a warm welcome at our first ice cream social. While we are still in process of unpacking and organizing our communal spaces, our team is eager to bring our vision for STEM learning to life. Our TK through 6 students have focused on practicing procedures and routines that set the stage for a successful year. This strong foundation will help them fully embrace our exciting vision for STEM education as they grow in curiosity, collaboration, and problem-solving skills. This week, we proudly showcased our campus during back-to-school night. Families had the opportunity to explore classrooms, meet teachers, and see firsthand the vision for the year ahead. Meanwhile, our 7th and 8th grade students explored and selected their Project Lead the Way STEM electives, setting the stage for hands-on, inquiry-driven learning. The excitement is palpable as we embark on this first year together, building community, fostering curiosity, and preparing our students to thrive in the world of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. For China Lake Junior High School, the 2025-26 school year is off to a great start at China Lake Middle School. Students and staff have quickly settled into routines, and the energy on campus has been very positive. Volleyball tryouts are currently underway, and we are excited to see strong participation from both 7th and 8th graders. In addition, student clubs are beginning to launch for the year, giving students opportunities to explore interests and build community outside of the classroom. Our ASB is also off to a fast start, planning a variety of activities to promote school spirit and student engagement. We are continuing to expand student intervention opportunities to ensure all students have the support they need to succeed academically and socially. Earlier this week, we hosted our back-to-school night. Parents and staff were able to follow their student schedule, visit classrooms, meet teachers, and explore the campus. The event was very well attended, and we greatly appreciate the strong parent support. Overall, students are embracing the transition to China Lake Junior High School, and the year is shaping up to be a very successful one. We look forward to continuing the momentum and building on the positive start we have experienced. And for Mesquite Continuation High School, for Alt Ed, at the start of the year, we are off at a run in the alternative education world with the adoption of our Ingenuity curriculum in new school. Students were glad to see their teachers and meet their friends, and some shared the joy of returning to routine. On Tuesday, parents and students also got to participate in back-to-school night for all the high school students across the district. For Mesquite High School, before school started, new Mesquite students and their families participated in an orientation to learn about the continuation environment. During the first week, students reviewed their transcripts, designed graduation pathways, and began goal setting for this academic year and their post-high school plan. Students ended the week with their first Spirit Day name tag. For High Desert School, since the High Desert families had an ice cream social in the spring, students did their 2-day orientation to meet their homeroom teachers, navigate the new online platform, and learn school routines. During the first week of instruction, students began their 3-week in-person support rotation to supplement their virtual services and online learning. While families' needs vary in alternative education, we appreciate the positive feedback parents shared as they expressed their students' joy starting the school year. And for middle college, the middle college cohort kicked off the year with a special orientation with Cerro Coso Community College, so a special shout out to the team to make that experience memorable. Next week, they start their first college course along with their high school caseload. Go Bobcats and Dragons. And now for Burroughs High School. The Burroughs are back for the 2025-2026 school year. We have had a fantastic summer, and we are excited to start another year and already have exciting news to report. Our dedicated Link Crew team met multiple times over the summer for training and provided our new freshmen with a fantastic orientation on August 4th. With volunteer leaders from different grade levels, we had almost every incoming freshman participate in games and informal sessions and informational sessions that prepared them for the transition from middle school to becoming a mighty Burrow. August 7th saw a fantastic first day of school with students collecting their lockers, schedules, and temporary IDs, all while excited to meet their teachers for the new school year. Our football team's green and white scrimmage was held on August 8th, which coincided with our first Spirit Day of the year, Aloha My Name Is, where students from all grade levels participated with colorful Hawaiian shirts, leis, and name tags. Our ASB also hosted our first event of the year that evening, our annual kickback. Their hard work led to a fun night filled with games, snacks, music, and great new memories. All of our fall teams, football, cross country, volleyball, cheer, and girls tennis, were hard at work this summer with players attending practices and camps throughout the summer to make sure they were ready for the upcoming season. The morning of the 29th, we will hold our mini pep rally before school to celebrate our band, cheer, color guard, and fall sports, as well as spur excitement for our first home football game of the season that evening. Last week, Burroughs administrators conducted the all-class assemblies to remind students of school rules and expectations. School pictures were also last Wednesday and Friday, and everyone looked amazing, including many of our seniors, me included, who wore their Hawaiian shirts as part of the Burroughs tradition. Auditions for our fall play were this Tuesday and Wednesday, and we are excited to see our students' talents on stage soon. Lastly, our back-to-school night was last night. Our choir and madrigals performed beautifully, and the whole evening was a success.
Thank you, Jasmine. We move on to item 6.2, reports from members of the board. Anything down that way? Mr. Ferris?
If I can get my microphone. There we go. I was able to attend the presentation last night at the Burroughs, and it was exciting to see the performances as well. Also, I had the opportunity to participate in the Pierce Academy of the Arts First Informants, is what they call it, which is a presentation that's invited from the community to the kids at Pierce. And Ms. Cosner had invited the cast members of Mary Poppins to come make a presentation and expose the kids to the musical theater element in our community, and right on theme with the Academy of the Arts. And it was a really exciting thing. The kids got to learn how to dance to Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and they were totally enthralled. So it was a real wonderful experience.
Can you spell that?
Yeah.
No.
I just
Any
have
further-
one thing to add. I look forward to going to the National Association of Federal Impact of School Conference. It's like the 4 days before our next board meeting, so Dr. Moore and I are going back to represent the district and all the other.
Is your microphone
impact-
on?
It is.
You're just not talking.
Test.
Yeah, you need to speak right into it, otherwise they don't get it at home.
That's probably okay. So as I said, Dr. Moore and I are going to see NAFIS next month, and look forward to getting back involved with all their activities and going to Congress to help get money for our schools across the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Yeah, it was a busy week with our board workshop and the back-to-school events. All of them very exciting. I was very surprised last night, the choir and the band, for only 10 days' worth of practice, how well they all sounded, so it was nice to see. We'll go ahead and move on to item 6.3, Superintendent's Report. Dr. Moore.
Thank you, President Scott. So we have launched the school year. We've been in session now for 11 school days. And each school year, our school sites closely monitor the attendance and enrollment, communicate with families during those first 10 days to see who is planning to attend and in which grades, so that we can make sure we're staffing and balancing classes. And so now that those first 10 days are over, we're in the process of cleaning up the data, making some of those last-minute adjustments before we move into the bulk of the year. I'm pleased to share that our enrollment as of yesterday was 4,989, so just shy of 5,000 students, which is an increase of 152 from where we left off last year. In addition, our attendance of those students has stayed above 90% and closer to 92% on most days. So I'd like to thank our families, students, and staff for their strong partnership in ensuring each student is attending school ready to learn, and we are certainly off to a great start. Since our last meeting, our reimagined school district is open for business. So yes, school has started, and in its new organized status. Our teachers came back, prepared their classrooms, attended professional learning, and welcomed students with a smile, and in some cases, a really fun handshake. And I'd like to share this brief video of our first day with you and all our community.
welcome to the 2025-2026 school year. We're ready for the first day of school. Good morning, Gateway Gators. Welcome back. We're so happy to have you. Welcome back, Feller Sons. We're so excited to have you here this year.
Welcome to Inyo Kern Elementary. We're so glad you could be here.
Good morning, students. Welcome, viewing families. It's the inaugural year. We're excited for a brand new, exciting STEM-focused year. Excited for the school year here at Pierce Academy.
Really excited to be here for the first day of Richmond Elementary.
Here at Richmond, we are so excited for a great new year and a great first day at school.
I thought that video could capture far better than I could explain it. So thank you for letting me share that. Just a couple other items. We've recently been awarded a Jobs First Catalyst grant to build an education pathway, a new career technical education pathway in partnership with Saracoso College. Our vision is to train our students who are interested to become teachers and hopefully return to Sierra Sands to work in our classrooms and prepare our students. This grant will help us accelerate those plans with an expectation of launching the program in fall of 2026. I'm also excited to share that our student-centered coaching program has been selected as a finalist for the CSBA Golden Bell Award, and we'll go through a validation process next month. This is a testament to the great work led by Dr. Savko and Lisa Decker and our team in Education Services, supporting our classroom teachers through student-centered coaching provided by trained instructional coaches. And I'm looking forward to walking classrooms as I visit each school each month, and I'd love to invite each of you to join me and walk with me as your schedule allows. I'll be, student learning is why we exist as an organization, and I like to stay grounded, see it in action, and see how do we support the great learning taking place in our classrooms. So I'll be sending that calendar out to you in the near future and welcome you joining me in that process. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. We'll move on to item 6.4, report to the Board of Trustees by the Desert Area Teachers Association. Eileen? I heard you were already doing tryouts for your upcoming play and
Auditions, yes.
auditions, and Mr. Auld was a little bit upset since it wasn't going to be a musical, and he wasn't going to be able to sing for you.
Oh, no, we're making a spot for him.
Perfect, perfect.
Yeah.
Opening that.
Yes.
Yeah.
More to come later.
Okay, so yay, I'm back. I always miss school a little bit over the summer because this will shock you, but my grown children and my grandchildren don't love when I lecture them about what I think is really exciting. So it's fun to be back. I won't be lecturing you, maybe. Okay, and I always try to start with something like kind of upbeat, but I have to say, I left it all in my classroom last night. For back to school night, 6 periods of my company class, which is acting, and I have some wild parents in there and really great kids, and we had Hamilton blasting, and we did a little air guitar, so it was really fun. I kind of have nothing left. But I do want to say, the back to school, I appreciate how important it is. I think we all do. As teachers, as parent, I always went, but it's a long day. It's a really long day. We started at Burroughs, we started at 7:10, and then I stayed all day because I had auditions. A lot of people had other things going on, and then I left at like 8:15. So it's a really long day. PTO was great. They had snacks for us, which was really wonderful. But I've been talking to all my site reps and e-board, like, can you think of another way to do this? It's a really long day. And then I had some input that maybe, some parents, right, are like kind of frazzled. And elementary, the day before is ice cream social, and then we have this. And we all want the parents to see the classrooms, right? We're proud of it. But we're really tired the next day. Let's see. There are a few bumps, whole new year, a few bumps in the road, but really at this point, it's kind of like bumps, and we're getting a lot of things worked out. And what's really swell is when I can say, hey, this is an ongoing problem, and it's still an ongoing problem. It's a problem. And then when I have somebody like Brian will email me and say, hey, we're aware and we're working on it. And when the teachers get told or they see maintenance in there working on, just to pick a random example, the air conditioning at Richmond, when we can see that, when we know, it's a whole lot easier. Like, we get that some things, the solution takes a while. But so we had these bumps and things seem to be kind of settling down. I'm in my second year doing site visits, just beginning, and it's so wonderful. It's pretty much the same schedule. So teachers know I'm going to be there, and they're saying, like, okay, good, you're here. Here's what I want to say. And sometimes it's just saying hi. The principals are not only welcoming, they're really supportive, like, hey, you can sit over here, or what else can I get you? So I really do believe, and you've always, everyone's been supportive, but this idea of having the union and the admin working like really closely, I just think it works best for everyone, right? We're all going to know problems right away and start working on solutions. So I'm thrilled that I get to do it, and I think it's helping all of us. Okay, and I'm looking for a really good year. But next month, it'll be rehearsal, so I'm going to be really sleepy, just telling you now.
Thank you, Eileen. We'll move on to item 6.5, report to the Board of Trustees by the California School Employees Association, and I think Sylvia wasn't able to make it. We'll go ahead and move on to item 6.6, communications from the public. The board will provide time during the discussion of each agenda item for members of the public to comment. At this time, members of the public may address the board on an item not on the agenda. Comments should relate to items of public interest within the board's jurisdiction. The law prohibits the board from taking action on items not on the agenda. If appropriate, your comments will be referred to staff for response. When addressing the board, please state your name and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. In accordance with the board bylaws, the board will limit the total time for public input to 30 minutes. Those wishing to address the board beyond the 30-minute time limit may do so at the end of the scheduled meeting agenda. I'll open up public comment at 6:24.
Good evening, board members. Thank you for the time to speak tonight. My name is Chris Burchett. I'm a Burroughs alumni, class of 1996, 30 years ago. I played both football and baseball for the high school. It was a great experience, and the lessons I learned as a student athlete enabled me for success well beyond high school. In fact, I still have those experiences today that help me both personally and professionally. The intent of speaking to you tonight is to express my concern with the state of the football program. I deeply care about the athletic program at Burroughs and want to help. I've met with Coach Fulton, Mrs. Surratt, Mrs. Cope, and I had great conversations with them all. And it was assuring to hear that they share the passion for the football program that I do. We all want to see the program turn around and align closer to the traditions of Coach Roberts, Coach Steinberg, and Coach Mather eras, where the program thrived and we were highly competitive. How do we get back there? I'm here this evening to recommend to the board that urgent and compelling action be taken to develop a strategy, a plan, and a proposal to change who our football program is required to play. The data from the past several seasons unequivocally shows that we are completely outmatched and not competitive, which isn't fair to our community, our school, our coaches, and most importantly, our student athletes. I believe we need to make data-driven decisions to find a solution that is equitable to our program and promotes our school's core values of pride, excellence, tradition, and integrity for the student athlete population. I respectfully request we put aside our personal feelings to find a solution to this problem. If we don't take action now, we will lose the tradition of Burroughs football, and I don't think that's an acceptable outcome. Thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. God bless.
This is all new. Last time I was here, it was over there.
We changed things around just a little bit.
Good evening. The video, oh my gosh. I grew up in this district and that video was totally awesome. Thank you so much. Good evening, board members, superintendent, district employees, and community. I'm Vicki Peach. I live on Church Street here in Ridgecrest. I'm a 23-year employee of the district. Pardon my voice, I've had some medical issues and unhappy parents not knowing that I have a problem with my voice right now, in case you guys get any phone calls. We have some concerns, safety concerns, and we need to bring this to your attention. And we know that you're probably aware of some of it. It has to do with safety in our loading zones. It's become outrageously dangerous. So are our loading zones at high risk? First step is analyzing the problem on a daily basis. School buses are the most regulated vehicles on the road, and bus drivers are the highest trained people movers in California and across the nation. Been a driver 24 years. I'm also a state certified instructor, and I teach laws, rules, and regs, classroom training for school bus drivers. We spend our day providing safe transportation to our students. We are faced daily with the unnecessary battle of parents and students making unsafe choices when loading and unloading at our school sites. A few examples are students running across the loading zone through traffic from Burroughs over to the junior high. Parents are just letting them out kind of in the middle, and they're just dispersing. Students are also riding scooters on the sidewalk, and to avoid hitting students walking on the sidewalks, they choose to hop off the curb into our loading zones where our buses are staged or in motion. Absolutely. And you know whose fault it's going to be? Ours, because we're moving that vehicle. Okay? I spoke at the Ridgecrest Police Open Forum in May, right here in this room, to see what a solution might be for this growing safety factor. The other problem was out in town, people running our stop signs. So I spoke to the chief about that. He had a nice idea, and I'm going to take him up on that. I was told that the area that I'm talking about specifically over at the junior high school was district property. So I was encouraged to bring this to the district to see if some kind of enforcement can be utilized. We have a few ideas. So one is control the students. Absolutely, they're out of control. In years past, there used to be staff that would put out cones, make the kids walk. There's students that are riding these scooters without a brain bucket. Look up a picture of injuries. Is that my time? Next.
Thank you.
Can you tell me the bus stop that you were referring to?
The loading zone.
Yeah.
At
Church?
not Murray, no, at the school sites.
Okay, thank you.
And we know Richmond's also a problem because we can barely even get a bus out of there.
Okay, thank you.
Hi. Long time no see. It's been almost like 45
I
minutes.
know, we sang out at like 5:30 today.
Good evening, superintendents, members of the board, and community. My name is Lindsay Rubini. I am a current staff member for Sierra Sands. I am on my second year of bus driving, but I've been in Ridgecrest for almost 10 years. I live on Sierra View Street, and my kids have been in the school district for going on 5 years. Our district's gone through a lot of changes over the last year, where we as bus drivers, we as parents, we all know that, right? I'm here to speak about the current drop-off and parking challenges around China Lake Junior High School. It's a really major problem for us as bus drivers. The closure of Monroe has brought a whole new group of students and parents to China Lake, which we're so happy to have as part of our district. And the district has done some amazing jobs, trying to anticipate the needs of those students, especially with the pylons that you guys did for out on Drummond, trying to anticipate those safety needs, and we really do appreciate that. The problem this year is what once was a source of frustration for us as drivers has now become a serious safety concern. The loading and unloading zone and surrounding dirt areas have just become a war zone between us and the parents in our buses and parents in their cars. The cars are parking anywhere and everywhere that they can, including in the middle of the street, and they're letting out their students. This morning, I watched a parent let out 2 students in the middle of the intersection at Drummond and French. He was stopped in the intersection because of the traffic, and he let his students out in the intersection. They're blocking our loading zone. They're actually driving through our loading zone and blocking us from being able to let our students out or put students in our bus. They're letting students into traffic, including stopping directly in front of us in traffic and letting students out as we're moving our buses into spaces. Our drivers of the district, we are concerned about past incidents that have happened and future incidents that could happen. We want to promote student safety and future accidents. In the pursuit of this, my coworker Cody has some examples of what's been happening via photos that we've taken at China Lake and some proposed short-term solutions as well as some ideas for long-term solutions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, board members, Superintendent Dr. Moore, and the community. Here are the pictures that Lindsay talked about. One picture is from this morning about the parent dropping off 2 students, blocking the entire loading zone at China Lake Junior High. And the rest are from yesterday's afternoon out of school at the middle school. The photos show just few of many examples of the safety risks that we inherit every morning and every afternoon at that middle school, now that all the traffic is at one middle school. And we believe that the current signage is outdated and also too small. We would like to get the road marking for the bus loading only to be redone. It's mostly faded out. The 2 little signs that I took pictures of show bus-only entrance, but they're small, so parents are just completely oblivious to them. We'd maybe like to see if those can get blown up. And the no parking between signs on the fence in the dirt, too small. And I think that if we could get some of those cement barricades, short-term temporary solution to stop parents from parking in that dirt, that'd be great. Maybe long-term, we can get the yellow cement pylons, as like a safety thing. They're bright yellow. And I also have a picture of a sign that I got off the internet: no stopping, no loading, no unloading. I did speak with our school resource officer. It does not have a penal code on it, so technically it's not lawfully enforced, as well as, like Vicky said, it's district property, but like the officer told me, it's base property. So to kind of have to go through the base, I'm assuming. But if we could get that replaced over the no parking between signs, I think that would be better, so that parents know this is a no stopping, no loading, no unloading, no anything. Just find somewhere safer to take your kid.
And can you
Thank you, guys.
state your name for the
Oh,
record?
I'm sorry, I'm Cody. I am a third-year bus driver, fourth year in the district. I had a previous position the first year, and I love doing my job.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hi, Kathy McCoy at Pierce Academy of the Arts and Data Vice President. I just wanted to let you know that things are going so well at Pierce with our new program and all of the opportunities that kids are getting to make the space their own. We have a mural that all students contributed to and up in the cafeteria. We have kind of spruced things up so that it's a real friendly, open place. Students have been taking advantage of some of the art activities that we have done. My students in my third grade class, we drew portraits and we put them up for back to school night on the board with a welcome sign, and they all did such an amazing job. And so I just wanted to let you know that we are really enjoying this and taking advantage of these opportunities. The informants was wonderful, and I think that things are just really going great at Pierce. Just wanted to let you know. Thanks.
Thanks for the update.
Hi.
Good evening.
My name is Vanessa Vaughn. I'm a teacher at Las Flores Elementary. I came to speak tonight to thank you for opening the Educational Resource Center, the ERC, at the beginning of the school year. It was a pleasant surprise to see that the ERC page on the district website has photos and videos of a tour of the facility. I think that will improve the knowledge of people about what is there. Hopefully, as more and more people find their way to the district website, more people will become familiar with the resources available at the ERC. My other reason for speaking is my concern about the rumors I am hearing about the ERC closing. I've heard that it is underutilized, and therefore the plan is to not hire someone to staff after mid-September. This concerns me because it is a valuable resource for our schools, and I believe there are community members who use the ERC as well. I do not have access to the records that show how frequently it is used, but I cannot help to think that teachers might use it more frequently if the hours did not coincide with our classroom hours. For many years, the ERC was open during normal business hours, and recently a cutback of hours, still closing the doors at 4:30. The community might use it more if its availability was more widely known. I was thrilled to see the hours now extended to 7:00 p.m., which makes it available to classroom teachers. Unfortunately, access was denied to the community members during this period. The current setup of having to ring a doorbell at the front and hope that the person in the back hears their screen makes it a gamble as to whether or not you will actually be able to enter and get done what you came to do. In a busy person's schedule, that is a risk that some are unwilling to take. And for us old people, having to traverse the hall of the Selpus building to get to the ERC is inconvenient. It seems that effort has been put into making the ERC appear a useless asset which would not be missed. That is not the case. It has a treasure trove of resources that can be used to engage students, inspire teachers, and make fun economically feasible. Unfortunately, from what I can see and have heard, the plan is to close the ERC doors after the short-term plan. I would ask you to become creative and put effort into keeping the doors open at hours that are available to teachers and to reallow the community to use the resource. Thank you.
And I just wanted to add, while I know that most of that was off agenda, we have agenda item 9.2 that you may be interested in, because that will actually be addressing that position.
Thank you.
I was really hoping I'd get that dais over there. Sorry for all of you who have to stare at my backside. I am Travis Endicott, a parent, also a mayor. I want to reiterate some of what Chris had said. I'm not going to put it as eloquently as he put it, but I do think if we can find a way to help our student athletes be a little bit more competitive. I know most of the revenue probably comes from the football program, and you know, if you're not getting wins, people stop showing up. I'm going to show up regardless. There's something about going to live sports, and this town has that. So I just wanted to reiterate what Chris said. If you guys can find a way, I would love for that to happen. The real reason why I'm showing up, I have, since I got elected as mayor, one of the things I've really wanted to do was to get your ASB at all of your schools to show up to city council. Honestly, I am very jealous of the attendance you guys get as compared to city council. I'm not jealous of the size of this agenda, so kudos to you. Really appreciate being on this side of the dais tonight. But I think that getting students to come show up at city council, let the city know what they're doing, I think that works twofold. I'm a former professor. There are three things that I tried to teach my students regardless of the curriculum that I was doing. Number one, right, well, it's all teaching them marketable skills, right? So reading better, writing better, and presentation. So I commend you. It's tough to get up there and have everyone focusing on you. You did a great job. But if we can get, you know, if there are elementary schools, I've talked with Vieweg, I've talked with Mesquite, I've talked with Burroughs and China Lake Middle School. I plan on trying to reach out to all of them, but I would love a representative occasionally, quarterly maybe, just coming and telling our community what they have, what they're doing. Your report tonight was absolutely fantastic. It got me pumped up. I was excited. But I would love to have that initiative where we can get students at that dais and working on those marketable skills and also bragging about all the good work that they're doing, everything that they're seeing. And, you know, lastly, I just want to thank you all for doing the good work, doing the city's work. I appreciate you guys, and that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. See no other takers, we'll get and close public comment at 6:43. We'll move on to item 7.
Could I make one
Yes.
comment? I want to make sure that credit goes to where it is due. And there was a comment made giving credit to the district for the pylons near China Lake Junior High, and that is all credit to the city and city planning and public works for that safety component that was added, and I just would like to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. Item 7, Educational Administration, 7.1, approval to purchase elementary music instruments and supplies. Dr. Saff, oh, no. Sorry, my bad, I had my notes wrong. So, hello. Yes.
Good evening, President Scott, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Moore, staff and community. The music coordinator and her team completed an inventory of our music instruments, and in order for us to launch our elementary string and wind ensemble at all of our 7 elementaries, we need additional instruments and supplies. So we are bringing forth a proposal from Nick Rail Music for $123,889.15, which will fund all of the musical instruments we need to start this new program after school. And we're going to fund this with Prop 28. So it is recommended that the board approve the proposal to purchase additional instruments and supplies for the new elementary ensemble program.
Move recommended action.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board?
I guess I'll just comment, I'm excited that we're doing this, and I think over the years, we will see significant growth in the program overall by seeing that we're getting this down in the elementary level.
And I'm going to add on to that. It's, all the studies show how important fine arts are, and it's just nice to approve these purchases, we have to outfit and make sure we have the appropriate equipment to fund these programs, so.
But I'd like to add on, one of the things we talked about at our workshop specifically was engaged students. And this is a key element in that kind of engagement, is getting excited about all the different kinds of things in life, and music is one of those things that, when they're involved in sports and music and those kinds of things, they're more engaged in school, and we have a better opportunity to contribute to the creation of the whole human being, so.
When I was at Pierce, I noticed just an amazing, the teachers were excited, the kids that were there in the evening, you could just tell that they were all excited to be in that program. And I think it's an awesome thing when a student and a parent gets to choose. We want our student to go to that school. We're involved in music, and they get that opportunity. So I think it is going to really benefit our students as the years go by.
Thank you.
I just add one more thing, and these instruments are actually for all the elementary schools, correct? So this is giving everybody the opportunity to have music, and I'm really looking forward to 5-6 years from now when we have 100 kids marching on the football field at halftime.
That'd be nice.
To support their awesome football team that will be kicking Fanny in the state. So I think this is a great start to, invigorate all the programs, because if when the stands are full of parents watching the band, that brings parents. I mean, it's a huge community thing. So this is super exciting, and all new instruments. How cool is that for elementary kids to have new instruments to play? So I think it's a great program. Thanks.
Do we have any further questions or comments?
One other comment I'd like to make. I do think it's important for us to understand that part of this issue also has to be the fact that we moved the sixth graders back to the elementary, because the sixth graders had music, instrumental music, in the middle school. You moved them back down to the elementary school, they didn't get that same level of opportunity. So this, opens it up for the youngers, but it also supplements what they kind of lost by going down to elementary.
Any further questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? We have a motion and a second. Preferential vote from Jasmine? Yeah.
Your choice.
You get to pick.
And just one more thing, I would like to say thank you for everything that you're doing. Where I'm from, we have the option to apply to different academies, based off of different, jobs, and definitely giving kids the option, like you start the love for things like that at a young age. So doing it now, it'll be great for them. So thank you for everything that you're doing in terms of that.
Thank you, Jasmine. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. We'll move on. You're not going to stay there, Lisa? No, you're going to move it, Dr. Safka. I need to start looking up there before I start reading, see who's coming down. 7.2, approval of revised China Lake Junior High Band courses and updated instructional materials. Now, Dr. Safka.
Good evening, President Scott, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Moore, staff, and community. I'm going to continue the tune or theme of this evening.
No pun intended.
You're welcome. All right, mine's not as exciting, but it's nonetheless impactful. So as you know, we reorganized the district, and so that gives us an opportunity to reflect on our course guides and our materials. And so this board item is to update, beginning brass band, beginning woodwind band, concert band, and jazz band course outlines, and new additions of the materials that are tried and true. So that would be moving from the additions of standard of excellence to tradition of excellence. The estimate for updating the additions for the band courses is approximately $1,437.39 and will also be funded with Proposition 28. So it is recommended that the board approve the revised band courses and the updated instructional material additions.
Move the recommended action.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? Mr. Ferris.
So I guess I would just like to comment that I really appreciate the fact that we know that this reorganization and restructuring that we're going through has a lot of detail to it, and there are a lot of considerations, a lot of moving parts, and I just really want to express my appreciation to our teachers and all our administrators and our upper level management folks who are trying to kind of project what all those challenges are and meet the needs of our students in so many ways. It's not easy, and I know we've moved pretty quickly here. So I appreciate the extra efforts that it's taken to get us where we are so far, and I know also that we will continue to be watching with caution about what other things we need to address as we move forward. It's not done yet.
Thank you, Mr. Ferris. Any further questions or comments from board, staff, or community? We have a motion and a second. We'll start off with our preferential vote from Jasmine.
Aye.
Thank you. Rest of us, we have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? That's unanimous. We'll move on to item 8, Policy Review Committee, 8.1. Approval of updated board policies and administrative regulations. Dr. Moore.
Thank you. We had our Board Policy Committee, a review committee meet recently, and you'll see on the agenda item the various policies, administrative regulations, and exhibits that were brought forward. I do have one edit to bring to your attention, only the attachment wasn't super clear, but Exhibit K is also Exhibit 5125.1 was intended to be deleted. And so it should have been uploaded showing full red lines, but the intent was also referenced in the minutes. That exhibit is not necessary. And so the board action tonight will be to approve all the updates, potentially, should you so choose, to the regulations and policies and exhibits as presented. But that one had an error when posting. And so that one, the approval is to delete that unnecessary exhibit. And I appreciate board members for doing such a careful review that you caught there were some inconsistencies there, and I'm able to correct that verbally. But I'm happy to answer any questions. We do have 2 board members who sit on that policy, and as you know, have a very thoughtful review where we spend about an hour, sometimes more, going through each item by item, and ensuring that it reflects the direction and the intent of this governing team. And any of the 3 of us are happy to answer questions.
Move approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community?
Just want to reiterate how much I appreciate this process, and thank you for the service of you board members that are serving on this.
Thank you. And I always appreciate how it's done with all the red, so you can see exactly what's been changed. It makes it so easy. So, no further questions or comments? We have a motion and a second. We'll start with a preferential vote from Jasmine.
Aye.
Board, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. We will move on to item 9, Personnel Administration, 9.1, waiver request enabling the district to assign individuals in certificated positions without appropriate credentials. Mr. Ald.
President Scott, Superintendent Moore, members of the board, faculty, and community. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Approval of the governing board is required when a district is filing for a variable term waiver, such as a provisional internship permit or a short-term staff permit, in order to assign an individual who is not appropriately credentialed for his or her assignment. Approval is requested for the district to submit requests to the Commission on Teacher Credentialing for these variable term waivers for the people and the positions that you see there in the agenda. There are no financial implications. It's recommended that the board approve the submission of request for the designated positions for the 25-26 school year.
Recommended action.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? And since it's a personal action, we'll leave you out this time, Jasmine. Oh, she can do that one? Oh, she can do both? Okay, I'm sorry, Jasmine, you're allowed to do a preferential vote on 9.1.
Aye.
Board, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Move on to item 9.2, creation of a new classified technology position, digital resources and IT operations coordinator. Mr. Auld?
So we had a resignation in our IT department that included the ERC multi-lith print shop and the management of our audiovisual equipment. And as we looked at that position and reevaluated it, it was determined that it needed to be updated. And as we were going through the update process, we determined that it actually needed to be a new position, but that it will incorporate some of those relevant responsibilities, including the ERC and the print shop and so forth. So the district wants to create a new classified position, digital resources and IT operations coordinator. A job description is included in your board packet for review. While the position is new, it does incorporate 2 job responsibilities that had previously been a component of a now vacant position, and that is the ERC and the print shop operation. The job description is included there for your review. While this is financial implications, while this is a new position, it's replacing a previously occupied position, but will now remain vacant, so there are no financial implications. It's recommended that the board approve the new classified position as presented.
Move to recommend action.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board? So ERC is staying open and just the person assigned there is be doing additional duties.
Yeah, I mean, it is modified. We recognize that the ERC is a very important resource, but we also recognize that in many cases, the use, because we are able to look at the data, is seasonal. Obviously, the beginning of the school year is critically important, and there are other times during the year. So we're going to manage that in a way that is efficient, but we do want to prioritize it and make it available.
Thank you. Any further questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? Jasmine, how about a preferential vote?
Aye.
Board, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. We will thank you, Mr. Alden. We'll move on to item 10, 10.1, gifts to the district. Mr. Campbell.
So, the following gifts were received. Starbucks donated coffee valued at $350 to All Hands Meeting. The Ridgecrest Area Association Realtors donated backpacks worth $300 to the Family Resource Center. And Walmart donated school supplies valued at $700 to Fowler and the Inyokern Elementary Schools. And I don't think we have info on Baskin-Robbins, but I know Baskin-Robbins donated a lot of ice cream.
We have several other large donations that will be next month as we're waiting more details
got
to be
it.
able to list it appropriately.
Okay, sounds good. Guess we don't need we need to have a recommended action, Mr. Scott.
Yes, we do.
Recommended action.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? We'll have a preferential vote.
Aye.
Thank you, Jasmine. Board, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. And did you save us any other ice cream, or did you eat it all?
Well, I didn't get the scoop this year. I was a scooper last year, so
Just have to-
I missed out this year.
I
Fowler.
understand that pain, sir. I had to scoop ice cream for Richmond.
Yeah.
It was painful,
Was
but it was delicious.
Did you do that too? Yeah, I'm telling you.
We will move on to item 11, construction administration. 11.1, report to the board, construction activities and issues. Mr. Moore.
President Scott, Superintendent Dr. Moore, members of the board, faculty, and members of the community. I'm Jeff Moore, Facilities Director with the district, and here are some construction updates. The Richmond campus is lovely. On the introductory video that Dr. Moore showed us, the drone that flew over had a black dot in the middle of the TKK playground. It actually turned into a beautiful blue field with an outline of the United States. We considered having every state shaped into the mold so our Purple Star kiddos could point out where they maybe have been stationed, but it's not in our TKK rubric to include where a 4-year-old could show where Portsmouth, New Hampshire is located. So we chose to save 40 grand and just do the outline. This is important. The parapets have been a bit of an issue getting finished. The parapets are these top caps on the edges of each of our buildings at Richmond. It's been safe and functional. However, this has been slightly incomplete. They've been hustling, having great teams out there finishing this. Finally, I can see the end in sight, and it's just beautiful the way it looks. Our HVAC systems have been mentioned this evening, and they've had some hurdles to overcome. Although bugs show up in new construction sites everywhere, brand new systems are supposed to work for us. The manufacturer, Lennox, has sent out three technicians with the know-how and the parts to work properly on these systems. As of earlier today, I was up on the roofs with them again, and they have finished over half of the campus. They're personally inspecting on their own dime and as an accommodation to the school district, every single unit, troubleshooting every single one of these HVAC units. They're returning next week on Wednesday with a larger team of technicians and equipment to finish it. I can't say thank you enough to the team there. So all the effort we've put into this new school has been worth it. I think there are 580 students there, and they're doing great. This has been fun to be part of that. Over at Inyokern, Bev Eubanks was formerly the principal there, and she's been asking for new playground equipment for I don't know how long. Finally, we made it happen, but Principal Mark McKinney is there now, so you're welcome. Sorry, Bev. Viewig looks so nice with the new paint and some extra care we gave it over the summer. Principal Marina Amador has me on speed dial with ideas she consistently has for her students. Over at Pierce got a summer beauty makeover, and Richmond has a bigger grass area, but I would vote for Pierce's lawn. I don't know how they're doing it, but it is staying green. Another thing about Pierce, one of the summer projects, if you see one of the M&O team, pat them on the back, shake their hand, because this parking lot, if you were driving in there last year, you know what we've replaced. Oh, that's sort of nice, just doesn't cut it, because all the families that are bringing students every day know that they're not going to hurt their tires going across the parking lot. Gateway, same thing. I should say the same thing. Principal Shelley McKenzie took her new position with a school that has better curb appeal than it's had in years. Gateway also, but wait, there's more, I suppose. This is the play area in the back, which also was just embarrassing before. We had that we redid the whole area. It's really good for the kids, and just watching them play last year and watching out for things, or this year and not having to watch out for things, it is making a difference. China Lake Junior High School was also mentioned earlier. They came into the new Phoenix campus last week. Wait, it's already been 2 weeks. Wow, okay. But they came to this. They saw that we've got fencing up along the back of the campus because we're preparing for the campus expansion. The new permanent modulars will provide additional learning spaces, some staff work areas, and some much-needed additional bathrooms. I promise that there is more going on behind the scenes than meets the eye. If members of the community happen to bump into somebody who works for the school district, I recommend you say thank you to them. A little appreciation does go a long way, and we really do have a lot of good people doing all we can for these students. And as Dr. Moore mentioned, the numbers are almost 5,000 again. What a great leap. If you're not doing it for the kids, you're not watching. President Scott, Superintendent Dr. Moore, members of the board, faculty, and members of the community, thanks for your attention. While I briefed you on the construction of facilities that happened over the summer, we're really proud of what we did.
And this information, or this report was for informational purposes, but do we have any questions? Comments? Mr. Moore, thank you. And I'm really surprised that Lennox what a company to stand behind their product and come over and do that on their own dime. It's just, you don't hear about that anymore. So, thank you. Move on to item 12, Business Administration, 12.1, Annual Debt Issuance and Management Report. And Jennifer.
Good evening, President Scott, Dr. Moore, Superintendent, members of the board, staff, and community. I get to bring you the Annual Debt Issuance and Management Report. The report provides the annual update on the district's debt issuance pursuant to the board policy 3470. It specifies that the superintendent or designee shall annually report to the board regarding debts issued by the district, including information on actual and projected tax rates, an analysis of bonding capacity, ratings on the district's bonds, market update, and refunding opportunities, new development for California bond financings, and the district's compliance with post-issuance requirements. The folks at Government Financial Services, the Joint Powers Authority, has prepared that report, which is in the board packet, but I wanted to point out that the highlights are that we have several forms of debt. We have our Measure A bond, the Measure AA bond, 2 certificates of participation, and a lease revenue bond through the ICSFA. The total principal debt payable is $52.9 million, and our tax levies are projected to be in line with our pre-election projections. The information, this item is informational. No action is required. But were there any questions?
Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? Dr. Moore?
Just a comment, one of the highlights for us as well is our rating with S&P Global and Moody's. They continue to rate our district very highly. Appreciate Jennifer and her team's careful watch over our financial prospects, but that is very encouraging, their confidence in us as a district.
Any further questions or comments? Again, this was for informational purposes only. We'll go ahead and move on to item 12.2, agreement between Ridgecrest Regional Hospital and Sierra Sands Unified School District. Jennifer?
We have had an agreement with Ridgecrest Regional Hospital since March of 2005. The hospital has been leasing land, the north side of the Mesquite campus, that they can use for parking and any other type of activity that they need to, perhaps for plant or equipment when they are doing some of their development. The agreement has renewed every 5 years since 2005, and it was last renewed in 2020, and we would like to bring it back again for 2025, effective April 1st, 2025. We spoke with the hospital, and with change of personnel, the contract is a little bit delayed in coming, but the hospital would like to continue it effective April 1st. So the terms and conditions of the contract provide a payment in the amount of $1,250 per month to Sierra Sands, and it is the superintendent's recommendation that the income be retained in an account for use by Mesquite High School to enhance its program. And it's recommended that the board authorize renewal of the current license agreement, Ridgecrest Regional Hospital, for joint use of the underutilized Sierra Sands property on the Mesquite High School campus as presented.
Move the recommendation.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? We'll have a preferential vote from Jasmine.
Aye.
Board, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That's unanimous. Thank you, Jennifer. Let's move on to item 12.3, approval of an agreement with MGTAMS.net, LLC for purchase of technology equipment for wireless network refresh project. Mr. Quick.
I like that Carolina blue, Mr. Quick.
Thank you very much.
Good.
Or Bruin blue.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Good evening.
It's actually Bobcat blue.
Good evening, President Scott, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Moore, staff, and community members. E-rate is a nationwide program that offers public and private schools and libraries the opportunity to receive substantial discounts on a wide range of advanced telecommunications services, including broadband, internet access, distance learning, video conferencing services, high-speed data connections, and internal wiring and wireless network equipment. The Federal Communications Commission has oversight of the program, which is administered by the Universal Service Administrative Company under the Schools and Library Division. MGTAMS.net is a technology solution provider that has been used by the district for several years to support the district's various technology upgrade projects. They will be used as a provider of resources for the wireless upgrade E-rate Spur project. The quotes for the E-rate project were in response to the Sierra Sands published RFP. The district's RFP required the quotes to be offered on the Spur purchasing program because the SLD prefers responses on the Spur contract. Sierra Sands is a member of the Spur consortium. The Wi-Fi refresh is a district-wide. The current Wi-Fi is reaching end of life. We're moving to 6E. We have a E-rate ratio of 80 to 20%. The financial implications and cost of the proposed equipment is $411,688.36. 80% will be funded by the USAC E-rate, and 20% will be funded by the general fund technology budget. It is recommended that the board authorize the purchase from MGTAMS.net LLC as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? We will have a preferential vote from Jasmine.
Aye.
Thank you. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Move on to item 12.4, approval of an agreement with MGTAMS.net LLC for purchase of power injectors. Mr. Quake.
Thank you. The quotes for the E-rate project were in response to the Sierra Sands published RFP. The district's RFP required the quotes to be offered on the Spur purchasing program because SLD prefers the responses on a Spur contract. Sierra Sands is a member of the Spur consortium. The Wi-Fi refresh project is district-wide. The current Wi-Fi is reaching end of life. We're moving to 6E. Power injectors are necessary because the SSUSD Cisco switches do not have the power capacity to power up the Wi-Fi devices. Power injectors insert power into the APs or access points. Again, we have the 80 to 20% ratio for funding. The cost of the proposed equipment is $51,425.41. 80% will be funded by the E-rate, and 20% will be funded by the general fund technology budget. It is recommended that the board authorize the purchase of the power injectors from MGTAMS.net LLC as presented.
Move to recommend action.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments from the board, staff, or community? Seeing none, we'll have a preferential vote from Jasmine.
Aye.
Board, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Wick. Move on, next we'll move on to item 13. We'll temporarily adjourn the regular meeting and we'll conduct the Interkern Schools Financing Authority Board of Directors meeting. Item 1, adoption of the agenda. Any changes?
No changes.
Only thing on the item is item 2, approval of minutes of the regular meeting of July 17th, 2025. Any changes? This minutes will stand. We'll adjourn the Interkern Schools Finance Authority meeting, reopen the Sierra Sands regular meeting, and go on to item 14, consent calendar.
Move the entire consent calendar. Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we do a preferential on this?
Yes.
Okay. Jasmine, preferential vote?
Aye.
Board, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Move on to item 15, future agenda. Any future agenda items? Hearing none, we'll move on to item 16, launch. And with what's been going on at the beginning of the school year, I thought this was, this quote by Nelson Mandela was appropriate. It always seems impossible until it's done. Things are moving. Thank you. We'll move on to item 17, adjournment. The next regular meeting of the Board of Education will be on September 18th. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Jasmine, good job. We'll see you next time. Yes.